I'm officially back now, so y'all know what that means. It's Goofy rebuild time. So for the first time in 3 months, we are gonna start this rebuild off with 0 players on the team. None on offense, none on defense, none anywhere. And it is gonna be my goal to turn this into not only the highest team in the league by the end of this rebuild, but we are also gonna try to win this team a Super Bowl, which I don't know which one's gonna be harder. We'll have to see. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention the hardest part. This is gonna be the hardest team of no players rebuild I've ever done, because not only are we doing only drafting, but we are only allowed to use day 3 picks. So 4th round picks and later, and undrafted players. Now I do have one extra rule. Because I think this is going to be genuinely impossible if I don't do this, I'm gonna say we can sign 1 free agent per year. So we better hope that there are some good free agents. But 90% of this team is gonna be day 3 picks and undrafted players. So this is gonna be a ton of fun. We're coming back to consistent uploads with what should be a banger. So super quick, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like. It sounds weird, but it really does help out the channel. And it seems like y'all have been enjoying the videos lately. On the video I uploaded yesterday, that video got to like 1,000 likes in 12 hours, which is, I think, a new record. I appreciate it. And the last Team of No Players rebuild I did almost has 10,000 likes, which is wild. So let's see if we can get to like 3,000 likes on this video, which should be, I should maybe set it higher, but whatever. I think I'm gonna do a throwback rebuild, which is something that I've seen a lot of y'all asking for. I've been working on a good roster for throwback rebuilds, and I have a really fun one planned. So again, if this video gets to 3,000 likes, it'll let me know y'all want to see a throwback rebuild. And also be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because if you like Madden rebuilds, that's literally all I do on the channel. Expect only 2 videos a week, but I'll start uploading a lot more soon. And very last thing, let me know any goofy rebuild ideas y'all have down in the comments. But without further ado, let's finally get into this. We'll get to the end of this first year. Obviously, I have to sign some players because Madden doesn't let you simulate with no players, but it's not like we're going to be getting good players. And we'll see if this team even wins a game. I would guess not. Okay, obviously, we don't win a game. We go 0-17 as we should. Sam Hartman threw 36 interceptions as our starter, but Khalef Halassi, however you say his name, had 7 interceptions. I mean, we get 1 free agent a year. Maybe he should be our free agent. That doesn't seem like a bad idea. I think we are gonna bring him back once he hits free agency, if we can. All right, yeah, I don't really see anyone else too crazy in free agency. The Patriots cut Travion Henderson. All right, but Halassi, oh, the Chargers are gonna steal him from us. That sucks. Well, we might as well try. I'll go very player friendly. I'm also gonna offer for our Darius Washington just in case. The Colts also want him. Can we get either as our 1 free agent? No. I mean, Travion Henderson would be interesting. Definitely not who I expected to be able to get in free agency, but I mean, if he wants to. He does sign, so he's gonna be our first free agent signing. But all right, let's get into the good part. Let's get into this first draft, and we'll see what we can do. But all right, in the draft, we gave up our first overall pick to the Jags. I didn't even realize we gave them the top 2 picks in the draft now. But all right, let's get to our first pick of the 4th round, and it might be a good idea to trade back here. Although, there is a draftable QB. There are 2 draftable QBs. The problem is they're already 23, which in Madden, you might as well be 40 if you're 23 as a rookie. Like, it's over. We need a 21-year-old quarterback, so honestly, we're probably gonna go with either Norwell, Thurman, or Collins at some point. Ooh, our focus scouts, at least one of them, McGill, 1st to 2nd round talent. We might just have to take him here just so we don't risk him getting picked early. There's a decent guard, Torrey Knight, and then my other 2 focus scouts aren't that good, but they're okay at least. They're at least draftable. But this is a tough decision. I think I'm willing to risk trading back because we need draft picks. I don't know how far we're gonna trade back, but probably somewhere in the mid-4th, and then we'll pick McGill. All right, we're gonna steal the Bengals' 5th and 6th round picks to move down to about the mid-4th. Now, pretty easy pick here. Brenton McGill out of Washington State. Let's go. Probably going to have normal dev because he is a slot receiver, but we'll see. Ranked 46, got him at 115, does have normal, but he's good. We'll take it. We need Offensive Rookie of the Year, and he's a decent candidate for it. But all right, round 5. The good guard is gone. This guard actually looks pretty good, though. Parker Carroll has a few A ratings, B awareness, good strength, only 21 years old. Don't have him scouted, but looks pretty good. Ranked 142. Got him at 129. Also normal dev, but back-to-back second-round value players, that's about as good as we could have asked for. But all right, mid-fifth. We already might have to start thinking about going with the classics, like an undersized pass rusher or a blocking tight end. I mean, I don't really see why not. Let's go Diego Sanchez out of Texas Tech. We need pass rush. That's gonna be like the hardest thing for us to get. So let's hope Sanchez is good, or at least okay. Ranked 128. I'm really hoping he has hidden dev. He doesn't. 0 for 3 so far, but he's at least worth the pick, so we'll take it. But all right, let's go Najee Nixon out of Virginia Tech, another undersized pass rusher. He's better, he's ranked 100, and he has hidden. Okay, that's huge. As crazy as it sounds, you know, getting picked early here is a pretty good advantage. He could be a starter for this whole rebuild for us. We'll see. Our defense is going to be getting a lot of snaps. He's going to be out there a lot. He could produce pretty well and develop pretty well. But all right, last pick I'm going to show. Let's go Chad Brackett, another Washington State player. Of course, a blocking tight end, elite strength, good ratings. I don't know if he's amazing. Just the B to D run block. I usually like to look for ones that have all A to C ratings, but looks good enough. Ranked 116, hidden dev, probably X factor. We'll take it. But okay, here's how we did in the first draft. Honestly, we kind of cooked. 274s, a couple 71, 72s. I would guess there are some teams that had similar or worse drafts. Like, yeah, look at the Bengals here. I don't know. Oh yeah, we stole all their later round picks, but we had a better draft than them. At least in terms of overalls. We had a better draft than the Cardinals, or at least a really similar one. Probably better than the Dolphins. We did all right. Of course, I wish we got more hidden devs. We only got 2. Also did pick a QB, Mick Thurman. Don't know if he's going to be our starter for this whole rebuild, but again, he's a 21-year-old rookie, so we'll see how he develops. He could be our starter, even though he's kind of horrible. But all right, good start. I'm going to have to sign a lot of undrafted players, but we'll see how the team's looking heading into year 2, or I guess year 1, depending on how you want to look at it. Okay, we are a 67 overall. Obviously not the best team in the world yet, but you gotta start somewhere. And I mean, what is there really to say about this team? It's a lot of undrafted players and late round picks. It's not gonna be good yet. We'll be lucky if we win a game this first year. I do think it's possible, but it definitely won't be easy. To be more positive though, I do think some of these players should develop really well. We'll try to get McGill Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm gonna have him as the #1 receiver and the slot receiver, so he should get a ton of targets. Now, he won't be getting targets from a great quarterback, but he should still get good production. Now, I definitely don't think we're going to get Defensive Rookie of the Year, but if we do, hopefully Mixon gets it. If he somehow does get Defensive Rookie of the Year, he could be up to like an 85 superstar heading into next year, so we'll see. But all right, let's get into the season. We'll get to the mid-season point. We'll see how things are going, and let's see if we can win a game. Okay, no wins yet. We did get close to beating the Giants, though, 29-26. We're right there. I don't know if I want to look at the stats yet. I kind of want to save that for the end of the year, but it doesn't look like Thurman's doing too bad, surprisingly. Now, the unfortunate thing is if any of our players do well, we're going to have to re-sign them, and they might not want to re-sign. I feel like it's fair game to re-sign undrafted players, but I mean, I think that's all there really is for us to do at the mid-season. I don't know what I expected, really. So let's get to the end of the year, and let's hope for some awards. Okay, well, back-to-back 0-17. Tough start. We did have a few close games. We only lost by 1 to the Cowboys. Got close against the Browns. We really got destroyed in a few games, which is understandable, but we played close for the most part. But all right, moment of truth. Let's check out our stats. Ooh, Mick Thurman, not a great second half to the year. 3,800 yards, 19 touchdown passes, 29 interceptions. I mean, that's to be expected for a 62 overall QB. He's at least a 71 now, but that's still not great. Travion Henderson was solid for how bad this team is around him, but Brenton McGill, 1,500 yards and 12 receiving touchdowns as a rookie. Up to an 81 already. That's huge. Really not much else. I mean, Cameron was fine. Ooh, what's Brackett's dev trade, I wonder? Does he have a good one? Only star, okay. But let's see, the blocking wasn't nearly as bad as I expected. That's interesting. But on defense, I see some promising stuff. rough. Okay, Truman, 103 tackles led the team. TFLs 11 for Sanchez led the team. And sacks 8 for Najee Mixon and 8 TFLs. Is that gonna be enough? Did go up to a 77 at least. Obviously only has star. Is that gonna be enough for defensive rookie of the year? I don't know. It's gonna be close. How about interceptions? Only 4 total. Not quite the same numbers we had last year. Truman should be up there for defensive rookie of the year too. He was pretty good. But all right, let's check it out. Obviously not gonna have anyone up there for MVP. It goes to Lamar Jackson. I'm surprised it wasn't a division rival getting to beat up on this team twice a year. Uh-oh. Oh, that's an AFC player. Okay, good. There is a rookie up there for MVP though, Rashard McGee for the Jets. But NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Amon-Ra St. Brown. McGill at 7. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons. There is a rookie up there. But we do get Offensive Rookie of the Year for Brenton McGill. That's huge. Cameron at 7. Brackett at 8. Mooney at 10. But I think we're going to get 2nd for Defensive Rookie of the Year. No, we get 3rd. Kari Cage for the Falcons wins it. Mixon at 3rd. Truman 5th. Madden 6th. Lamb 10th. I don't even remember who Lamb is. But all right, time for another off season. And let's see what kind of dev traits we get. Okay, obviously, McGill goes straight from normal to superstar. That's huge. Only gained 2 overall, but I mean, that's better than nothing. So he's going to be our #1 receiver throughout the rebuild, obviously. But on defense, it looks like Brown got star, Truman got star. I forgot I didn't have him as a starter on the actual roster. And then that's it, I think. But again, better than nothing. Now, I think we need to re-sign Truman, so hopefully we can bring him back. But speaking of that, let's see who we do want to bring back. Honestly, I don't know if there's anyone too important to the team. None of these guys are interested, which I can't really blame them. We just went 0-17, but Justin Carter developed a little bit up to a 74. I'll go very player friendly. It's super cheap. He doesn't take it though. That's fine. Chris Cameron, I know he did well, but he does resign. Okay. Mooney, I know was up there for Offensive Rookie of the Year, but Connor Madden did okay. He resigns. Truman, we do have to resign. Hopefully he comes back. I'll pay him more than he's asking. He doesn't re-sign. You know, there's no rule that I can't tag players. It's going to be really expensive, but we don't need cap space right now, so that's fine. And then everyone else is just depth for the most part. I mean, there's some starters, but not great starters. I guess Clifford did all right at tackle, or at least better than I expected. He doesn't resign. Who was our right guard that did well? Or I think both guards did well, right? Oh yeah, Carroll, but we drafted him. Younger was okay. We'll resign Younger if he wants to. He doesn't. All right, whatever. But all right, let's get into free agency. Let's get our one player, and let's hope there are some good options. Okay, no, there aren't. Reed Blankenship would be solid, but I don't know that we can actually get him. There are some receivers, Elijah Vera Tucker, Nakobe Dean. What do I think is going to be the hardest position to draft? Probably QB, but there isn't a good QB. Okay, yeah, I think we'll go for Reed Blankenship. I feel like safety's really hard to draft in the later rounds. I'll even go very player friendly just because we can. We have enough money. So let's see if he signs. He doesn't yet. Still doesn't sign. Okay, we do get him. Let's hope he can help us actually win a game this year. But all right, now in the draft, I think y'all know the deal. I gave the Patriots our 3 first picks just because I feel like they're not a big threat. I say that and then they're gonna beat us in a Super Bowl or something, but let's get to our first pick in the 4th round, and I feel like we probably should do the same thing we did last year, which is trade down. I'm sure there are some decent players here, but I just don't know if they would be worth not trading down for. There are some good linemen again. Let me see, my focus scouts, it was Villa and then 2 receivers. Are they good? Day 3, UDFA. Okay, no. But yeah, I don't see anyone too crazy. Actually, Pete Burton looks pretty good, but we could probably trade down and still get him, maybe. There's also Davidson and Albertson. All right, yeah, I'm trading down again. We'll just do the exact same thing we did last year, a 4, 5, and a 6, like mid-4th for the first 4th round pick. Are you kidding me? Albertson went 1 pick before us. I knew that was going to happen at some point. That's the risk you take trading down, but I mean, I think that makes our decision pretty easy. I think we're going to go Villa. 2nd to 3rd round talent. No 1st to 2nd round talents this year. At least not yet, but pretty close. Let's take him. Ranked 76. We'll take that. Normal dev, but he's decent. But all right, round 5. There is a draftable QB left. And Andrew Morris. See, what I would do if we had more draft picks is I would just take QB QBs until we found one with hidden dev, but obviously we need to use these picks on other positions too. Let's see, what's a position we haven't touched yet? Maybe defensive tackle? Spillman looks okay. Doesn't look like a great run defender though. Good pass rusher, but no run defense. To be fair, I don't think there is a good run defender here at all. Other than Platt. Platt actually looks okay. Has a lot of B ratings, a lot of good athletic traits, but no greats. He's just the definition of fine. You know what? We'll take him. He looks okay. Ranked 161. Does he have hidden? He does. Okay, good. We'll take that because, again, we needed a defensive tackle. Do we even have one on the roster? Well, we have a couple bad ones. Hopefully Platt will be better. But all right, mid-fifth, this is where I really don't know what to do. We might just go Morris here. I don't see an undersized pass rusher or anything. Not that I would really take one because we already have two. We should focus on stuff we don't have. God, are these guys good? Either Jackson or Samuel? I always look for change direction for corners. Jackson is decent. Samuel also has decent. They look really similar. We'll see, maybe round 6. But all right, I think I'm going to take the QB, Andrew Morris, at least draftable. He's going to be the first draftable QB we've had so far. We'll take him. Not going to be great, but 198, please have hidden dev. He does have hidden. Decent throw power too, not super slow, not very strong, but that's what we needed. We'll take it. Hidden dev. But all right, round 6, we'll go with, I don't know, Samuel, because he's projected to go higher. That's really the only difference there. He's okay. And honestly, I don't really see anyone else that looks all that good. So let's go with DeJuan Jackson too. Sure. He's a little better. He's okay. Also normal dev, but he'll probably start for us, as sad as that is. But okay, here's how we did in the draft. It was not as good as last year, but it was still solid. We got a few 70+ overalls. Villa's good. He's going to start. I think all these guys will start. Maybe not Curtis, but it was just a random pick. But we have who should be our starting quarterback in Andrew Morris, unless he's just absolutely horrible, which is possible. He's a lower overall than Thurman starting out here, but should be able to pass him up pretty easily, I would hope. This year, we definitely might have had the worst draft, but I think that's understandable. The Jets tried. Theirs was definitely a little better, but not a whole lot. But all right, let me sign a few more undrafted players, and we'll see how the team's looking. We should be able to get at least our first win this year. But okay, here is a look at the team heading into year 2, I guess we'll call it. Up to a 73, we're looking solid. We're gonna have to see how Morris does. I highly doubt he's gonna win Offensive Rookie of the Year, but I guess you never know. But he should be okay at least. The team's definitely improving though, up to a 73. I mean, we could even be an 80 overall heading into next year, we'll see. But let's hope we can get a few wins this year. We should be able to. We've at least drafted somebody at every position now, so we're a lot better than when we started. But let's get, you know what? Let's just get straight to the end of year 2 and we'll see how we do. Okay, not only do we get our first win, but we get our first 5 wins. We finish 5-12. That doesn't sound good, but we will definitely take that. That's a lot better than I expected. Andrew Morris, really good rookie year. 3,800 yards, 32 touchdowns, 16 picks. Got sacked a lot, but very good season. Up to a 78 overall. That's huge. Travion Henderson was solid, at least had over 4 yards per carry. Almost 1,400 yards for McGill and 14 touchdowns. Still easily our #1 receiver. Oh, the blocking, yeah, wasn't as good this year. Singh was horrible at right tackle, or I guess maybe at left tackle. I don't know where he played. But on defense, Truman led the team in tackles again, 119. 12 TFLs for Mixon led the team, and sacks. 10 for Sanchez this year led the team. Interesting. 7.5 for Mixon. 3 for Platt. He was solid. And picks. 2 for Blankenship, and then 1 for 3 different players. Still not many picks. But MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. Let's see. McGill at #7 for Offensive Player of the Year. But let's see. Offensive Rookie of the Year. No. Morris at #2. Cordell Manning wins it for the Seahawks. To be fair, I didn't think Morris would win it, but it does suck to see him get that close. Overton at #5. McDonald at 6. And then Jackson at 7 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Platt at 10. Unlucky. But overall, really good year too, all things considered. Let's see, do we have any good dev traits any better than Star, other than McGill, obviously? None yet. Not that that's super surprising, but only Star for Platt. That's tough. But all right, let's get into the offseason once again, and we finally have some hope. But all right, in free agency, finally an actual good class. And it's kind of a tough decision. I mean, there are good players like Fred Warner, Brian Branch, Tyler Smith, Tyler Linderbaum. I would maybe go for Fred Warner, but if you look up in the top right there, he already already has 16 offers, so that's not gonna happen. We already signed a safety in Reed Blankenship, so we probably won't go Branch. I think we're gonna go Tyler Smith, and we're gonna move him to left tackle because that's been an issue for us. Now, hopefully he actually signs. I'm going very player friendly, and we do have the best offer for him, so hopefully he signs. He did sign. He does sign with us. Okay, good. We have our left tackle now. At least hopefully he plays well. But all right, let's get to the draft once again. And I guess this is a good thing, but we're starting to get to the point where I don't know what positions we're gonna draft. I guess we'll find out. But all right, now in the 4th round, not entirely sure what we're gonna do this year. I did see a good guard. Ooh, okay, there are lots of good guards. Not that we really need a guard anymore, but I mean, if they're 1st to 2nd round talents, we should probably take them. I focus scouted corners, but there aren't any good ones. I mean, they're day 3 players, but those are the same players we would get undrafted probably. Is there a good receiver? I haven't looked at receivers yet. Stallings looks pretty good. And are there any good defensive tackles? Flynn looks solid. I mean, are we just gonna do the same thing we've been doing? Trade back a little bit so we can get more picks? I think that's the best way to do it. All right, we'll get a 4, a 5, and a 7 from the Dolphins. What? All the guards went? Well, that's unlucky. I thought there would be 1 left. There were 3. Well, all right, I'm just gonna go with a linebacker, Jimmy Rhodes. He looks pretty good. Great speed, elite acceleration, good ratings, lots of A's. Ranked 72, not as good as I expected, but he does have hidden. We'll take it. And let's see, is there a receiver left? Okay, Stallings is still here. I think we're just gonna go with him. Walker looks pretty solid too, but yeah, Stallings looks the best. Unfortunately, already 23, but we'll take him. Ranked 101, okay. Normal dev, not as good as I expected, honestly, but he's fine. Oh, and hold on. This dude put up 41 bench reps, and that's only great. That's not elite. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. There is one elite strength defensive tackle, though. McCollum doesn't look as good, though. Stanley Lindsay definitely looks better, I think. Ranked 95. Okay, we'll take that. Normal dev, but he's solid. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. It was pretty good. Again, I wish we got one of those guards, but I don't know how much that would have mattered. We have 2 guards already. We have a left tackle. We do need a center and a right tackle still, but we at least have 3 out of the 5, so it is what it is. And we still got good players. I wish we got more hidden devs, though. That's the one thing, but we at least got 1. Is that really all we got? Yeah, I think so. Jimmy Rhodes, but that's it. Everyone else we got is solid, though. And once again, our draft was kind of comparable to a few other teams' drafts. So we're doing okay. We're doing all right. But all right, this is the first year where we legitimately have some hope. So let's get into year 3, and we'll see how the team's looking. But all right, we are now up to a 78 overall. The prediction of an 80 wasn't bad. We're close. We have an 80 overall offense. The defense is a little bit further behind, but we have better dev traits on defense, so it could catch up. Just McGill is really carrying the offense, and Tyler Smith, I guess. But speaking of that, we should have a decent offense this year. We have a good left tackle, a good receiver, which it doesn't really matter that we don't have any other good receivers. 90% of the targets are going to go to McGill. I mean, not actually 90, but probably close to 40, which is crazy for one player. And I'm expecting big things from Morris this year. He should be good. Was good as a rookie, was really good through the preseason this year, for whatever that's worth. Just hopefully the O-line holds up in front of him. But all right, I'm curious to see how we're gonna do this year. We're unfortunately kind of due for an underperformance year, unless you want to count the 0-17 seasons as underperformance. I don't know, but let's hope we do well. Let's actually get to the mid-season this year, and we'll see how we're doing. Okay, well, we are 1-6 at the mid-season. Again, maybe this is our forced down year. It is 2027. That's the season in Madden. You usually underperform. So we might just have to get through this season quick. We do have some re-signings, nothing too crazy. A few star devs, but not great players. Just some random UDFAs I signed. I do want to re-sign Jaleel Porter because I think we're giving him playing time. He could develop as a rush defensive tackle. But all right, once again, I think a very, very quick mid-season. Let's get to the end of the year and we will see what went wrong. Okay, we end up going 4-13. Not great. What happened? Andrew Morris was not amazing. Definitely worse than last year. Had a good completion percentage, but 20 picks. Not great. Henderson was solid, just didn't get many rushes. Oh, did I like change our offensive playbook and I didn't realize? Why did McGill get the least receptions out of any of our receivers? I mean, Moore, 1,000 yards. Only 3 receiving touchdowns, though. I mean, both Moore and Walker are rookies. This could be a good good thing. I don't know if that's enough for Offensive Rookie of the Year, but I mean, we'll find out. Blocking, honestly, not bad. Carroll allowed 0 sacks. What was the issue? Morris just sucked, I guess. On defense, Truman 119 tackles, TFLs 16 for Mixon, but sacks 7.5 for Sanchez, 4.5 for Platt, only 4 for Mixon. I mean, he's developing into a good overall, but he's getting worse and worse by the year. I guess more TFLs, but I want sacks, obviously. But interceptions, 3 for Truman. Really, really good year from him. Could be up there for Defensive Player of the Year. 2 picks for Jackson, then 1 for a few players. But MVP goes to Josh Allen, obviously no Vikings. Let's see, any Vikings for any award? Truman at 10 for Defensive Player of the Year, barely made it. Offensive Rookie of the Year, we get second. Lynn Averill wins it for the Panthers. That sucks. Walker at 2, Moore at 3. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Rhodes at 6, Tompkins at 7. Unlucky year, but we still have at least a couple more years to fix this team. Let's hope for a good free agent this year. I don't know what position we should necessarily look for, because again, it was mostly just Morris and our pass rush, which in terms of overall are like 2 of the strongest parts of our team, so I don't know. Let's see who's available. But all right, this year in free agency, it's kind of a tough decision. There are some good players once again. It's kind of similar to last year where there's like 199 overall, a bunch of 90-ish overalls. We could go for Jahmyr Gibbs. How expensive is he? Or I meant, how hard would it be to get the lead for him? It's kind of tough. I doubt he would sign with a 4-13 team. I know we did sign Travion Henderson, but running back is so important in Madden. But in terms of like high overall running backs, Gibbs doesn't do that well. Gets like 4.3 per carry. 4.9, I would take that, but nothing insane. Now, if like Josh Jacobs becomes available, or Jonathan Taylor, one of the running backs that get like 6 yards a carry, I would sign them. But we're gonna go with Brian Thomas Jr., try to add another great receiver in here. We could also go Cooper Beebe. We do need a center. Center is probably the weakest position on the team, and he does pretty well. But I feel like Brian Thomas Jr. would be the more fun option, so let's see if he wants to sign. He does. We'll take it. Oh yeah, and also let me know down in the comments if you want me to do the like pure version of this rebuild, no free agents at all. I worried that would be kind of boring. I was worried it would be too hard and we would just be horrible every year, but let me know if you would want to see that, because the more I do this, the more I think that might be possible. It would just take forever. Let me know though. Ooh, also Truman got superstar dev. That's cool. About time. I feel like we've been overdue for gain dev traits. Like Sanchez still only has normal, having 17.5 sacks and 20 TFLs the last 2 years. Wild. But all right, now in the draft, I think this is the first year we might not trade back. I see some good players. First off, there's Jason Lincoln out of Florida State, 1st to 2nd round talent receiver. The only problem is he's already 23, and there are comparable receivers that are younger if it wants to load. There's Brian Hurd, 2nd to 3rd round talent, a year younger. There's also Harold Mayweather, projected to go undrafted, 2nd to 3rd round talent. I might pass on Jason Lincoln, even though that might be crazy. I would rather get a lineman without the risk of them getting picked before we have a chance to get them. But the only thing is, our offensive line wasn't even bad last year. Ricky Childress. This is like the best looking day 3 defensive end I have ever seen. This guy actually looks good. Do we just take him? I think so, because pass rush was our issue last year. I mean, it was more run defense, but I don't really know how to fix that in Madden. That just seems entirely random. So I mean, Ricky Childress, welcome to the team. Ranked 70, okay, I thought he would be even a little better. Obviously normal dev, but he was worth it. But all right, round 5, hopefully one of those centers are still here, or one of the linemen. Okay, we'll take that. Terrence Winslow, sure. 2nd to 3rd round talent, probably gonna move him to center. Ranked 76, does have hidden, that's nice. Sounds good. And then round 6, I almost said round 3. Hopefully one of those receivers are still here. Mayweather is. Okay, perfect. Ranked 74, all players in the 70s, only normal dev, but that's, I figured. But very good draft once again, we'll take it. Okay, this was definitely our best draft yet, and I wasn't even recording, but we got the best player we've gotten so far, Tom Clifford. He was ranked 35, 76 overall. Very, very good blocking tight end. We almost didn't even get him. I picked a different blocking tight end first because Bentley was stronger, had all A's to C's for blocking ratings, like Clifford, and had better receiving ratings. So I don't know why Clifford is better, but we'll take it. Why is he better? I guess he's just a better better blocker, but like slightly. I don't know, I guess that makes a difference. Interesting, we'll take it though. Might even have to start for us because he could have a good dev trait. I guess either one of these guys could. They both obviously have hidden dev. So yeah, this was easily our best draft yet. 3 for 5 on hidden, almost all 74 pluses. I would definitely say we had a better draft than quite a few teams. Ours was probably better than the Browns. I guess they got more players, but it was really close. Ours was pretty comparable to the Bucks and the Chiefs in terms of overalls. Really similar to the Colts. They just got one more 71 overall. So we're doing pretty well despite only having 4th round picks and worse. Damn, the Giants. I don't know what they're doing, but not a great draft. So we'll take it. I know I said I had hope last year, but I think we got our down year out of the way. So let's get into year 4 and we'll see how we're looking. But okay, heading into the season, we are up to an 82 overall. We're looking solid. I'm gonna have to check where that ranks against the rest of the league, but I think we're getting close to being as good as some other teams. We have an 85 overall offense, only an 80 overall defense, but it should outperform that, I would hope. We just really need our pass rush to not suck like it did last year, and we should be fine. But then again, it was our run defense that was the major issue, so I don't know. We'll just hope it does better. And I guess the biggest player we need to do better is Andrew Morris. Had a great rookie year. Don't know what happened last year. Was horrible this preseason, but to be fair, he was great in the preseason last year, then was bad in the regular season, so hopefully the opposite happens this year. We'll see. Oh yeah, and also I moved Villa to center, and we're gonna try Winslow at guard. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, this should be our first decent year. I can't promise that it will be, but we should be okay. I do want to see though, where do we rank? Are we the lowest overall still? I think we might be. No, the Dolphins are an 82, so we're at least tied with them. The Commanders are only an 83. So we are still tied as the worst, but at least we're tied. But all right, once again, let's get to the mid-season point and we will see how we do. Okay, finally, we are 5-2 at the mid-season point. Last year was just a fluke, it looks like. We are doing very well. Now, our defense isn't great, to be fair, but I guess it isn't great on paper. It might be up to an 81 now. I know it says 84 right there, but that's wrong. Yeah, 81 now. Still not great. But to make up for that, our offense is well outperforming its overall. Second best offense in the league so far, mostly thanks to Andrew Morris. 2,000 yards so far, 18 passing touchdowns, only 3 picks. This is what I hoped for last year. Travion Henderson also doing better than he ever has. McGill is our #1 receiver again. I don't know what happened last year. I had him as the slot. I did the exact same thing this year. Ooh, the O-line isn't holding up great though, especially Smith, Triplett, and Winslow. I guess it could be worse though, so I'm not gonna mess with it. This year, Mixon is leading the team in sacks. It changes every year, it seems like. He has 7 so far, but we might have re-signings this year, some pretty important ones. We do. Brenton McGill, Najee Mixon, Chad Brackett, Deshaun Lamb, Parker Carroll, who's debatably the best player on our team. He's been insane. Sanchez also up there. At least he's a little bit interested, but unfortunately for us, most of these guys aren't interested really at all. Thankfully, we do have cap space, but it's still going to be a struggle. We'll go 6 years, 156 for McGill. He doesn't take it yet. Mixon, we'll go 4 years. I always like to round up when players aren't interested, so 4 years, 76. Doesn't take it. Brackett, we'll see. Depends on how much cap space we have left. Lamb, he's already 26. How has he done? I legitimately don't remember. He's been okay. Last year he had 8 pass deflections, but only 2 career picks. We'll see. Carroll, though, we need back. 4 years, 52. He also doesn't take it. We're 5-2. Diego Sanchez, I'll go 3 years, 39. He takes it at least. Okay, good. Anyone else super important? Not really, but I really hope we can get at least McGill and Carroll back. Those are the 2 most important. Mixon's pretty important too, but he's had a couple down years. But all right, let's hope we can keep this up. It could be a good thing that those players didn't accept, because it seems like once players get re-signed, they start playing worse again. So hopefully all our players keep playing well. Let's get to the end of the year and we'll see what happens. Oh my God. Okay, we finish 7-10 after being 5-2 at the bye week. What happened? I figured we were gonna collapse. I thought our collapse would end up being something like 9-8 and, you know, still making the playoffs. We only won 2 more games. We went 2-8 in the last 10 games of the year. 5-2 to 7-10. What happened? Morris definitely wasn't the issue. Almost 4,500 yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 picks. As long as he wasn't the issue, I'm fine with it. I guess I might eat my words there. We'll see what the issue was. Henderson was very good this year, 4.4 per carry, almost 1,000 yards on only 216 carries. McGill, almost 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns, 1,000 for Mayweather as a rookie. Maybe he'll get number 2 for Offensive Rookie of the Year this year. Can't wait. Almost 1,000 for Brian Thomas Jr., though. Clifford was pretty good as a rookie. What's his dev trait? Is it just star? It's just star. All right. We're getting pretty unlucky with the dev traits. I know we only have day 3 picks, but 2 blocking tight ends, 2 star devs. I guess we haven't seen what Bentley has. Oh, it's not revealed yet. Okay, whatever. But speaking of blocking, Tyler Smith, not a great year. Villa wasn't great at center, but honestly, the rest of the line was really good. What was the I guess it was just our defense. 120 tackles for Truman, 19 TFLs for Lindsey led the team, sacks 12 for Mixon in a contract year, of course, 7.5 for Lindsey. Well, that's kind of unlucky. I set defensive tackle as our focus position because I didn't think he would do that well. I love our pure run stopper defensive tackle, 360 pounds, being number 2 in sacks on the team. I guess he isn't a bad pass rusher, but I think he's the lowest overall pass rusher on our D-line. Yeah, Platt is a 79 for both pass rush archetypes or whatever. This game is something else. But interceptions, 5 for Truman, 4 for Jackson, 2 for Lamb, Tompkins, and Rhodes. How do I fix this? How do we improve this defense? What can I do? I mean, Sanchez was terrible this year. He got TFLs, but if you're getting 3.5 sacks, it's not what I'm looking for. Of course, right after we re-sign him too. We're in a weird situation here. Ooh, Morris up there for MVP, number 10. We'll take that. Jamian Sherwood, Defensive Player of the Year on the Saints. All right. Truman at 4, Mixon at 5. Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to Mayweather. We'll take it. Clifford at 3. Bentley at 10. Defensive Rookie of the Year, no Vikings. Did we only draft offense? We might have. But all right, this offseason, clear issue. Let's focus on the defense. The only problem is, again, I don't know what to do with the defense. We're using what I think is the best defensive playbook already in the Bills. I didn't realize we were using the Bengals offensive playbook. I don't normally use the Bengals, but I think it's also good. I meant to use the Bills, but sure, that's fine. All right, well, anyways, let's get into the offseason once again. We had a good start to the year. We just need to finish. So we'll see what we can do this year. But for re-signings, this is still really scary. Brenton McGill, Najee Mixon, Chad Brackett, Deshaun Lamb, they probably won't be back, but Carroll we need back. We only have 1 tag. We're gonna have to overpay these players a lot. McGill will go 6 years, 210. He does take it. Mixon, 4 years, 98. He also takes it. Hopefully he actually ends up being worth it. He has been like 1 out of the 4 years. This year, that's about it. Carroll, I'm fine going 6 years, 120. He's played worth it. He does take it. And then again, we'll probably let Lamb go. He just, of course, this is the most picks he's had in a year. But overall, he's been kind of mid. I don't know. He did have a lot of 8 pass deflections in Madden is like having 20 in real life. That's pretty good. He's not interested though. If he takes player friendly, that's fine. He doesn't take it. All right. Bracket, we just don't need. All these other guys are just depth. So let's get into free agency and let's see who our free agent is going to be. Okay. Jared Verse is available. Same with Cam Ward. Did they decline his 5th-year option? I guess they must have. Why is he already available? I don't know. Either way, I think this is a pretty easy choice, assuming we can get him. Now, Jared Verse isn't crazy in Madden. However, don't ask why I know this because I don't really remember. But if you take Jared Verse, you put him in the Bills defense and you move him to defensive end, obviously, I've seen him do some crazy things before. So we'll see if we can get him. We don't have the cap space for that, apparently, even though it says we do. All right, hold on. Would restructuring help? I guess we'll find out. It does. Okay. We are tied for the lead with the Dolphins. This is setting up to be really painful. I guess a decent backup option is Brandon Nails, assuming he doesn't get signed here. It's mostly offensive players. All right, how about this? I'll go very player friendly. I'll even give him more money. I'll go up to like 23 million salary, 28 million signing bonus. We'll see. Okay, doesn't sign at all yet. That's a bad sign. Still doesn't sign? He does sign now. We don't get him. He goes to the Dolphins. All right, thankfully there are still lots of good players left, but who should we go for? Our defensive tackles have played all right. I would prefer an edge rusher, but I don't know who. I don't think Danielle Hunter is very good in Madden. Never mind, I take that back. I feel like every time I get him, he gets like 5 sacks, but he's had 18.5 2.5 here. That'd be risky to sign him, though, because he is 34. We get 1 year of him. Could be a really good year, though. I feel like the safer bet is just Nails. Could also go with a safety, I guess, but they're just not as good. Although Corbett looks like he's played well. I don't know. We're probably fine drafting one. Let's go with Brandon Nails. Oh, yeah, we can't. Let's simulate the week, and we'll see if he signs. Still hasn't signed the Dolphins, I see creeping up. Okay, he does sign with us, thankfully. Good lord. But all right, once again, a good free agent. Not my first choice, unfortunately, but a good player. I don't know what we're going to do with Platt now, but we'll figure something out. We might trade him even. He's been good, but we had to sign somebody. But all right, now in the 4th round of the draft, there's a top 5 projected QB still available. I'm always tempted to take these players, even when we don't need a QB. I'm just curious for some reason. They don't look that good, to be fair. I mean, they have some good ratings. I don't know. There's probably a reason they're still available, so I'm not going to take them. Oh, this running back looks pretty good, though. Again, we really don't need a running back, but he has the trait I look for, which is A, awareness. I mean, he might have A, awareness. Oh, wait, another one. Power back, A to B awareness. Okay, we legitimately might take him. He looks really good. He looks even better. Okay, we'll probably take low if I remember. But all right, what do we want to do round 1? Or I guess our round 1, round 4. I did see good guards. Are they still here? There's a good center, but we don't really need a line anymore. Our line played well. There was a good defensive tackle, which we really don't need, but he is still here. Troy Maynard, 1st to 2nd round talent. There are 2 day 3 corners. I looked at the safeties. I don't know if I'm just bad at like scouting safeties, but all these guys look terrible. Like maybe Lippett is decent, but nah, I don't know. I'm just gonna go with one of the players that actually look good. I know, crazy strategy there. I didn't really see that good of a receiver this year. I thought Fowler would be a little better than he is. He's still fine though. We just don't really need him. All right, let's just go with Oh, man, we really don't need him, but Maynard, at least he's good. Rank 50, normal dev, of course, 99 strength. I didn't even look at that. I probably should have. It's probably like 46 reps, but yeah, he's pretty good. And should we go with a lineman? Are any of the 2nd to 3rd rounders left? No. Okay, cool. How about, hold on, where is the receiver projected to go? He's supposed to go 232. Low is 220. All right, let's go low. Rank 19, the best player we've picked so far. I mean, that was pretty clear. Normal dev, though, of course. At least he's good. He's a good player. We can't complain too much, but of course, normal dev. I didn't think that would be the biggest issue of this rebuild is dev traits. We've gotten some, but not enough. But all right, should we go Fowler? I think I'll go with the corners first because we do need a safety. Isaiah Price doesn't look amazing, but he looks serviceable. Ranked 149, of course, normal dev. I don't think we've picked a corner with better than normal yet. Let's see, is Darren Jackson good? I don't know. It's hard to say. Probably not. Ah, the receiver's gone. There is an undersized pass rusher, though, it looks like. He's not that undersized, though. 6'2". That's like the tallest one of that type I've ever seen. And I know he's that type because he had F block shedding. Probably poor strength. Well, marginal strength, at least. This dude is probably terrible, but we'll take him. No, he's ranked 120. And hidden dev. Okay, cool. We're really loading up too much on the D-line, probably. But, I mean, if we can find decent players, that's really all we can do. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. It must not have been that good of a class, unfortunately, because even though it looked like we got our best player yet, low is only a 76, the same ranking as the tight end we got last year, who was ranked 35, I think, but still tied for the highest overall player we've gotten so far. But Maynard's pretty solid. The rest of the draft wasn't amazing. I'm curious though, what is Price gonna be at safety? Because he's probably gonna have to start for us there. Let's see, he is a 69. That's not bad. Stays the same. We'll probably put him at free safety and Blankenship at strong safety just for the scheme fit. I don't know, we'll see. But the rest of the draft was whatever. I also took Bowden. He's a decent safety, and then the CPU took Michael McDonald. So we definitely have some safeties now. Not good ones, but we have them. But okay, here is a look at the team heading into year 5. We are looking legitimately good now. Up to an 85 overall, 88 offense, 83 defense. There isn't really a lot else we have to do to this offense. I think it's fine, unless, you know, someone on the offensive line underperforms. That's the only thing I can think of. Also, Bentley has X Factor. I thought about starting him next year because for some reason, I just felt like he was going to have X Factor, and he does. So we'll start him this year. Sucks I didn't start him last year, but it is what it is. But the defense is still kind of TBD. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, we gained a decent amount of dev traits this year. Morris went up to superstar, Henderson went up to star, Mayweather went up to star, and let's see, Lindsay Izzy went up to star. Did he just gain it? Wait, did he? Oh yeah, he gained star. And Jackson gained star. And also, the safety the CPU picked, LaMichael Donald, or LaMichael McDonald, I'm never gonna get his name right, too many syllables, but he also has star. So I guess we're gonna start him, even though he's only a 67. Should develop pretty well. Just the thing we're hoping for is that he actually plays well. Overall's kinda irrelevant. But all right, we gotta check. Where do we rank for overall? We could still be tied as the worst, but I don't think we will be anymore. Okay, maybe I take that back. No, we're better than the Commanders. They're only an 84. So we are no longer the lowest overall team. And doing that with only day 3 picks and 1 free agent a year, I would say that's pretty impressive so far. But all right, y'all know the deal by this point. Let's get to the mid-season, and we should be good this year. I don't know if we're going to be as good as we were last year. We just got to hope for a better second half to the year. But okay, in year 5, we are 4-3 at the mid-season. We will take that. I should have predicted, because that's exactly what I thought we were gonna be. That's why I said not quite as good as last year, but close. Andrew Morris, back to his good ways, has been sacked 20 times though. I thought about setting O-line as our focus position, and maybe I should have. Travion Henderson not doing as well this year. Man, I should have made predictions before the year. I kind of thought that was gonna happen. But McGill has 900 yards through 7 games. He's on pace for 2,000, or probably close to it. Even Mayweather has almost 600. How? Are we gonna break some records this year? I don't know. We might. But all right, Tyler Smith is horrible. Villa's terrible. Parker Carroll, as soon as we extend him, he sucks. All right, this just might be one of those years where nothing can fix the offensive line. Who do I bench out of this group? Maybe Villa, because he's never been good. But like, we don't really have a backup offensive lineman. That's the problem. Do we? I mean, probably not, because we barely have starters. Let's see, who's our best backup lineman? I guess McDonald. I would prefer a rookie, but we'll see how that goes. But all right, for re-signings, we have 19 mil in cap space, and we have to re-sign Andrew Morris, DeJuan Jackson, Travion Henderson, Gavin Platt, Connor Madden, Carlos Villa. Chat, we might be cooked. Well, hold on. Thankfully, Morris isn't asking much money at all. 5 years, 68? Sure. Now, we only have 6.8 mil, but we should be able to get Henderson back at the end of the year. I don't think he's gonna take this, but maybe? No. So, honestly, with restructures, we would probably just want Henderson and Jackson back, because Platt's our 3rd D tackle. Madden we would want back. Villa has been kind of bad. We're so close to being good. We can't run out of cap space now. I think we'll be fine though. I've only restructured like 2 deals so far. So we could re-sign, or so we could sign Jared Verse, but that didn't matter anyways. We couldn't get him. All right, well, apparently, again, I should have set O-line as our focus position, but corner works, that's fine. Or should I go safety? No, the safeties are never good day 3. We'll go corner. But all right, let's get to the end of the year. I don't want to say we need to make the playoffs this year, because I feel like that's going to jinx it, but we need to make the playoffs this year. Let's see what happens. Okay, thank you. We finished 10-7, and we do finally make the playoffs. We at least won the final 2 games of the year against the Packers and Steelers. Good teams in real life. Don't know if they're good here, but yeah, well, pretty good end of the year. We did lose 2 of our last 5, but we won 3 of the last 4, so I guess that's good. Yeah, pretty normal NFL schedule. We didn't have like 3 wins and then 3 losses and then 3 wins and then 3 losses like we usually do in Madden. But massive year from Andrew Morris. Almost 5,000 passing yards, 40 touchdowns, 13 picks, 73 completion percentage, and he only got sacked 10 more times through the last 10 games? How? Apparently, Bench and Villa fixed the offensive line, or it's just Madden being Madden, where the position group plays entirely differently. Entirely different? Whatever. In 2 halves of the year. I don't know. But Henderson, good year. I mean, not that many yards, but not that many carries. He got good yards per carry. That's really all we can ask. McGill, almost 1,800 yards, 19 touchdowns. This dude has been genuinely maybe the best receiver of all time. I've been kind of glossing over it because I'm used to seeing this in Madden, but he has been insane. I mean, in this world, he doesn't have to worry about injuries or anything, but still, he's been insane. But almost 1,200 yards for Mayweather even. I kind of wish that went to Brian Thomas Jr., but that's fine. Bentley was good as a year 2 player. Didn't develop as much as I hoped, but he was still good. And what happened with the blocking? Tyler Smith was amazing in this. All of our linemen were amazing in the second half of the year. McDonald wasn't great necessarily, but better than Villa. Honestly, Triplet. I've thought about replacing him every offseason, but he has been really good for Madden. Had a bad first year, but has been amazing since then. Which, go figure, he's a 62 overall pass protector, and he plays that well in in pass protection. Of course. But okay, I see something not great with the team. Tackles, 109 for Truman. That's solid. TFLs, we had a good amount. 14 for Mixon led the team, but sacks were still bad. This is like the worst pass rush I've ever seen with the Bills defensive playbook. Mixon, 8.5 sacks. That's fine. 5.5 for Nails, fine. But only 5.5 for Sanchez. Platt was solid, 5.5. I wanted him to play more than Lindsey, but oh well. Or I wanted Lindsey to play more than him. Man, Sanchez isn't all that good. He had one good year. He had a promising year after that, but the last two, he's only had, what, 9 total sacks? We gotta think about that. Might be a trade candidate. Honestly, might be a bench candidate for the playoffs. Because again, this is the Bills defensive playbook, and we have, who was it? Jaleel Porter? No, not Porter. Yeah, Ricky Childress. We could play him for the playoffs. I don't know that he would do well, but again, 5.5 sacks in the Bills defensive playbook is not great. We'll see though. But 3 picks for Truman, 2 for Tompkins and Blankenship, and then 1 for a few players. But MVP goes to Lamar. I feel like I've seen him win 3 now or something. I haven't really been bringing him up, but he's done pretty well. Andrew Morris at number 7. Honestly, I'm surprised he's not even higher, but at least he was up there. McGill wins Offensive Player of the Year. I think that's his first. Pretty sure. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons, though. Any Vikings? No. Offensive Rookie of the Year? No Vikings. Defensive Rookie of the Year. McDonald at 5. What did he even do? Bowden at 10. Did McDonald do anything? Did he have a pick? No, he didn't have a pick. He got tackles, and that's literally it. He had 3 pass deflections. Not a great rookie year, but he developed. That's fine. Okay, our defense still left a lot to be desired. I was 30th for points per game. All right, we might have to bench even more than just Sanchez. Ooh, Hugh Terry. He's actually a decent overall. Does he have a good dev trade, I wonder? Because he's about the same overall as Childress, but he's a rookie, so he should develop a little quicker. Might start him instead. And is there anything else we could do? Who was bad in the secondary? Although, again, our main issue was run defense. I just don't know how to fix that. Like, we have almost all run defending linebackers. McDonald is a run defender. Brown is 206. I guess Mixon's only 240, but, I mean, Lindsey's 359. Maybe we should let him play more, but honestly, maybe we should bring out the smallest defense we can. It feels like the opposite usually works in Madden. We should maybe start the worst run defender archetypes. I don't know. We'll see. We should be fine. I definitely want a playoff win this year. We're at least gonna go one more year, by the way. This is not it, even though we are getting pretty deep into this rebuild. Let's see if we can beat the Rams here. They definitely had the better defense, but we had the better offense. So we'll see what happens here. And we do beat them 19-14, a low-scoring game, surprisingly. The opposite of what you would have expected in that game. But all right, now we're going to be taking on the Falcons in the divisional. They are a 93 overall, by the way. Are they the highest overall team? I don't know if I've ever seen the Falcons be the best. Oh yeah, they got Cage. Did Turner win Offensive Rookie of the Year one year? I know Cage won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Did we give them like our first round picks one year? We might have. No, I wouldn't have done an NFC team though. I don't know. I don't know why they're this good, but they are. They also have Keon. This receiving core. Holy. This might be the best CPU team I've ever seen. They have Mason Graham now. Xavier Watts has worked out really well. Crazy. But all right, can we pull off the upset, which I guess wouldn't really be an upset. We had the better record, because go figure, why would a great roster do well in Madden Simulation? But let's see what happens here. We destroy the Falcons 24-7. And just like that, we're in the conference championship in a year where we were kind of uncertain at the start of the year. Also, the average record of the teams in the conference championship is barely over 500, like less than 10 wins. There are 2 9-8 teams, a 10-7 team, and an 11-6 team. Of course, love this game. But all right, we're facing my favorite team, the Seattle Seahawks here. They had a slightly worse offense than us, but a better defense by a lot. But I mean, we just destroyed the Falcons, who we shouldn't have beaten. So let's see what happens here. Can we beat the Seahawks and move on to the Super Bowl? We can. 35-25 is the final score. And I mean, should we commit to this being the final game of the rebuild? I mean, I always like to do that when we make a Super Bowl, just to kind of add suspense to the game, make it even more important. Also, this Super Bowl is going to be a 6 seed versus a 7 seed. Has that ever happened? Let me look that up. Hold on. Okay, well, 6 seeds have made the Super Bowl before, apparently, but no 7 seeds yet, since 7 seeds have been added to the playoffs. But definitely not a 6 and a 7, and I would guess not a 6 and a 6. But all right, we already saw who we're going to be taking on, of course. It is going to be the Baltimore Ravens, of course, at 9-8. You know what? We'll half commit to this being the final game. If we win this this game, this will be the final game of the rebuild. If we don't, we'll think about it, because I don't know how much better we can make this team, honestly. We're out of money, and it's going to be hard to draft players that are going to be better than any of these players. We can't really add any more free agents to this team, because again, we're out of money. We would have to do it through the draft, so we'll see. But enough yapping, let's get into the Super Bowl. We'll watch it simulate, and we'll see if we can complete this challenge. Ooh, also wait, before we jump in, I just noticed something. One more thing. Truman went up to X Factor. That's cool. I don't see any other dev traits gained on offense. Or not Truman, Morris. But also Truman did go up to X Factor. It's so weird. This is a really silver looking defense. Lots of star dev. Only one X Factor and one hidden. Tompkins gained star though. That's cool at least. But all right, now let's jump in and we'll see what happens. All right, here we go in the Super Bowl. Moment of truth. Everything led up to this game right here. This is an insane challenge. I can't believe we even got here. I honestly didn't think this one would work out, but somehow we are here against like 5-time MVP Lamar Jackson at this point, or more. I don't even know how many it's been. Both purple and yellow teams are gonna face off here. We'll see what happens. Let's jump to the end of the game and let's see again if we can complete this challenge. We do take an early 3-0 lead. The Ravens are driving. They get the 6, but they don't get the extra point. We tie them at 6. They do get a touchdown, but we tie them at 13 in the second quarter. Now heading into halftime, really low scoring game. The Ravens do score to make it 20-13, but we tie them. They're driving. We allow the touchdown. We do tie them though, and we're heading to overtime. We do kick a field goal, but our defense needs to step up, and they do not. Our defense that has been our problem this entire rebuild lets us down once again, and we lose the Super Bowl 33-30 in overtime. You hate to see it, but guess what? We have one more chance. We are gonna go to a year 6. Looks like Najee Mixon at least had a good game. 3 sacks, 2 TFLs. That's like the most painful way you can lose a Super Bowl though. So apparently this defense still needs some work, which I guess makes sense. It's only an 85, but their defense is only an 87, so I don't know. Not that much better. But yeah, clearly it still needs some work. So final off season of this rebuild. We get one more chance, and it's starting out in a kind of scary way. Let's get straight into the restructures. We'll just restructure literally every single deal we can. Let's hope this frees enough money to not only bring back these players, but hopefully sign a free agent. We might be able to. Okay, we're now up to 76 mil just through restructures. DeJuan Jackson, we definitely want back. We're gonna have to overpay some of these guys, but even then, it's not really overpaying. They're super cheap. All right, 4 years, 44 mil for Jackson. He takes it. Travion Henderson, this one's a little bit scary, but I mean, even then, we would just tag him. He does resign. Platt, I don't know. Same with Madden. Villa, definitely not. Hill's a backup, but he's a good backup. You know what? I would rather pay... Oh, Madden's super cheap, actually. I didn't even notice. Okay, never mind. We'll resign Madden. Okay, or not. Never mind. I guess all these guys are really cheap, but we just don't need them. I mean, if they're going to be cheap, they're really good rotational players. Definitely not Villa, though. But all right, we'll let these guys go. Let's get into free agency one final time, and let's get one final free agent. Ooh, okay, there are some good players. Is this guy a pass rusher? Paul Meredith. He is. Oh, but he sucks. Well, in the Bills' defense, he could be decent. You're telling me a 95 overall X factor, the most sacks he's gotten in a year, is 8 as a pass rusher. Fun. Let's see, there are good D tackles, good receivers, good QBs, all the stuff we don't need. Yeah, we really just need pass rush. Ashton Gelati's here. James Graham, this guy looks good. I wonder if he's earned the X factor or if he had it. Okay, he's maybe earned it. He's been pretty good, but I don't know. I might just go with Paul Meredith just because he's the higher overall. Seems like a pretty good bet to me, and he does sign. Well, hopefully he's the answer to our prayers. Looks like he should be. He is the 3rd best left outside linebacker, but you never know in Madden. But all right, we're gonna trade away Sanchez for extra 4th, 5th, and 6th round picks. Just don't need him. We'll just play Terry in his spot, or Childress, or Porter, or one of the millions of depth pass rushers we have. That should work out better, I would hope. And I think I have an interesting plan for the draft. We'll see. But all right, in the draft, of course, 4th round, and here's the plan. I think we are just gonna absolutely load up on offensive line depth. We cannot afford our offensive line to ruin us. It should be a good offensive line, but I don't trust it, especially with how it started last year. I know it finished well, but we'll see. I still don't trust it. Oh, this linebacker looks really good. Cole Barrett. But I also want DB depth. There is a decent corner. There are 2 of them. Dylan and Buckhalter. I doubt there are decent safeties, but I mean, maybe, I guess. No. Okay, cool. But all right, I think with our first pick, pretty easy decision. Let's go John Raymond out of Oklahoma State, first to second round talent. Ranked 46, hidden dev, sounds good. All right, pick 102. Should I go with another lineman here, or should I go with... We do need a linebacker. Cole Barrett might not be a bad option. Yeah, let's go Cole Barrett. Ranked 13. Yeah, pretty good pick. New best player we've drafted. 89 speed, 79 strength, 88 excel. This dude is insane, and it's pretty obvious. But all right, pick 134. Hopefully there's still a decent lineman left. No. At least we got one. But we did need a linebacker, to be fair, so that's fine. Let's go... Should I just go Pearson? I feel like we could get someone comparable to Pearson undrafted. Probably. Let's just go Buckhalter, and then if Pearson's still available, we'll take him. Ranked 59, got him at 134. Hidden dev, finally, we got a hidden dev corner. Is that our first? I mean, our corners have gained, like, star, but might be our first drafted hidden dev corner. But all right, let's go. Should we go Pearson, or should we go... Oh, okay, the other corner's gone. Never mind. Final pick of the rebuild that I'm going to show, probably. Let's go Steven Pearson out of Miami, left-handed just like me for real. He looks draftable, at least. Ranked 154, got him at 159, about perfect, we'll take it. But okay, here is how we did in our final draft of the rebuild. We definitely saved the best for last. John Raymond, 75 overall, and Cole Barrett, 77 overall. The new best player we've drafted, I think, well, at least Barrett is gonna get a lot of playing time this year. And again, Raymond probably will too. We're probably gonna have to bench one of our linemen like we did last year. Hopefully not, but we'll see. I do wish we were able to get, you know, one more pretty good lineman, but I mean, we'll be okay, I think. I might look through free agency to see if I can find like a 66 overall star offensive lineman that went undrafted. We'll see though. I haven't seen one yet. I've seen some stars, but like 59 overalls. I don't know. I simulated this last pick, if you couldn't tell, 65 overall running back, but oh yeah, also both of these corners had hidden dev. Matt Rich also had, I would assume, star, but it's better than normal. But all right, let's get into this final season. This is the best the team has ever been, and let's hope we can do even better than last year. But okay, here is a look at the team heading into the 6th and final year. We're looking pretty good, up to an 87 overall team. This roster has really developed, and this was honestly a lot more successful than I expected. Again, let me know in the comments if you want me to do this challenge again, or even a harder version of it without free agents. I'm still, again, a little iffy if that would even be possible, but we'll see. But this should be a good team all around. We should hopefully have a better run defense this year. I mean, there isn't really a reason we should. I'm just hoping we will. Our pass rush should be really good between Mixon and Meredith, and with pretty good depth. I'm still a little undecided on who I want to start, because we do have Buckhalter. Did he go up 2 overall throughout the preseason? I don't know. He might have. I'm almost wondering if I want to start him over McDonald, because McDonald wasn't great last year. We might. What's Buckhalter's overall at safety? 74. You know what? I think we're gonna do it. He's only 5'9", but he is 200 pounds. He's pretty big. We'll see how that goes. And I am gonna leave Raymond as a backup. I thought about putting him over McDonald, but I think McDonald is gonna do bad. So we'll just put Raymond in for McDonald at the midseason if McDonald is bad, but if not, that'll be fine. I don't know why I'm doing it this way instead of just starting Raymond now. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But all right, y'all know the team by this point. It's a pretty good roster, all things considered. So let's get to the end of the year and we will see how we do. But okay, in the final season, we end up going 12-5. Amazing record to close this out. Great season. I was a little worried we were gonna collapse a little bit. Thankfully, that isn't the case. Andrew Morris, good year. Not as good as last year, but 4,300 yards, 34 touchdowns, 10 picks. Good season. Sacked 40 times, though. But Travion Henderson, his best year so far. 1,200 yards, 4.7 per carry, 13 touchdowns. Running backs in Madden are weird. Usually by age 28, they're slowing down in real life, and you know, their best seasons come around age like 25 or 6, but in Madden they peak at like age 28, at least in terms of performance and overall, I guess. I don't know, it's just weird to me. But Brenton McGill, almost 1,300 yards this year, 15 touchdowns, almost 1,200 yards for Brian Thomas Jr. His first really good year for us. Has been pretty good, but was finally worth the deal we paid him. And then for blocking, who was the issue? I guess Triplet. Carroll wasn't great. Raymond at center wasn't wasn't amazing. Winslow was good. Everyone was like equally mid, or at least Raymond, Smith, and Triplett were. Well, I don't know. I would say either Triplett or Raymond were the worst, because left tackle's harder, I guess. But we don't really have anyone to bench these guys for, so I guess we'll just leave it. But Truman led the team for the 20th year in a row in terms of tackles, 103, TFLs 13 for Meredith, Lindsay, and Nails, and sacks 21 and a half for Paul Meredith. That's why we were so good this year. I was like, these numbers are good, but they aren't that much crazier than our past years. I found out why. 11 and a half sacks for Nails, 9 for Lindsay, only 6 for Mixon though. Our edge rushers have been so up and down. Like Mixon had a good rookie year and then got worse for the next 2 years, had a really good fourth year and then has gotten worse for the next 2 years. Same thing with the guy we traded away, whose name I can't remember, but only 4 total interceptions on the year. That's not great. I don't know what happened there. Looks like Buckhalter wasn't great, neither was Jackson. We don't really have a solution for that. Well, not a good solution at least. I guess we could just put McDonald back in at strong safety, but he wasn't good last year. Oh yeah, and also Buckhalter has superstars, so we should probably keep him there. This has been a weird rebuild. I say that in literally every rebuild I do. Speaking of, Lamar Jackson wins his like 6th or 7th MVP. Chris Olave, Offensive Player of the Year. That's interesting. McGill at number 7. Defensive Player of the Year obviously goes to Paul Meredith. I don't know why I was surprised. And then we get number 2 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Buckhalter at 2. Barrett at 3. Unlucky. Oh yeah, and wait, I gotta check. Where do we rank for overall? We're up to an 89 now. Looks like we're a lot better than, or at least better than a lot of teams. Okay, let's see. Let me count the teams that are better than us. Okay, there are 12 teams that are higher overall than us, so we're tied for 13th, I guess. That's not bad. That's really good for what we're trying to do here. Again, I'm very glad I decided to sign free agents, or we would have still been like an 82 overall. Actually, I don't know. That would have given different players a better chance to develop. I'm really trying to tell myself that doing this without free agents wouldn't be possible, but I feel like it would take longer, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm brave enough to try that. Might be a painful one. We'll see. We'll see. But anyways, for the final time, we are in the playoffs here. We're going to be taking on the Carolina Panthers, which is a little scary. They are a team that likes to beat me in the playoffs in Madden for God knows what reason. It's them, the Jags, the Raiders, the Falcons. Those are the main ones. But all right, can we beat the Panthers and move on to the divisional? We do, 24-21. I'm not gonna lie, I fully thought we were gonna lose that game, but we do beat them. Also, by the way, McGill is playing up to a 99 overall. Not actually at a 99, but he's at a 98. 99 with morale. Has a lot of 99 ratings, but still only 63 release. That's interesting. But we are gonna be taking on the 9-8 San Francisco 49ers. They are the better overall team here, but they're also the away team, and they didn't do that well for some reason. But all right, let's see. Can we beat the 49ers here, or are we going to be heading home? Another close, high-scoring game. We beat the 49ers 38-32, and we are back in the conference championship. We're going to be taking on the 14-3 New York Giants, coming off a 31-14 win against the Cowboys. They're only an 87 overall. This isn't that good of a roster. This is probably actually one of the lowest overall teams. They have Jackson Dart as their starter. They have Damian Pierce up to a 92 with morale. Still have Malik Neighbors and Wandale Robinson. He always becomes good in Madden. They have a tight end named Tommy Connor. Interesting. Their O-line is good. They're a classic 3-4 team with 2 4-3 defensive ends. If any team should have a bad run defense, but they probably had a good one. Thank God Madden's gonna have edge be its own position now. Genuinely, one of the worst things about the game is how outdated the positional terminology was, and that's saying a lot if it's one of the worst things about Madden. I still think their biggest issue is also the simulation, but maybe that's just because I have to deal with it so much. I don't know. Anyways, enough ranting. Let's simulate this game against the Giants, and can we move on to back-to-back Super Bowls? I don't know. Oh, that's not a good sign. I see it says Andrew Morris had a good completion percentage, but I see 0 touchdown passes. We lose to the Giants by 1 point, 28-27. You hate to see it.